It's Lorelei and the laser eyes. So I've got the rose from the piano segment, so I can go to the magician and see what happens there. Don't forget to pet the dog on the way. Hi, Doggo. Come here. Hello. Hello, I got your rose. Yeah, red rose would awaken the recollections of my magic. Fresh from my purse. Yes, I remember it like yesterday. Do you? Got my glasses again. We're at the show. There's money flying around. Come here, my dollar. Ah, it's hair again. This theater is a tragic lie, a parade for the slumbering. The main attraction is waiting on the stage, but on the edge of this deception, there are lost woods. Travel there to hear the stories passed down for centuries. For a modest gift, he can arrange your journey. Find me there. Sure, let's meet this creepy child in the woods. Can we catch those dollars as they're flying by? Or is it just a decoration? Yep, $1 here and then another $1 there. And there's the magician. Be welcome to Pietro Rosso, sister. Our ancient order knew of your return. Our prophecy told of a sister bringing us magical cards. We saw that it would open the doors to her past. Tell me, sister, did you bring us any magical cards? I don't think so. Oh, actually, yeah, I did. I have those. The card of love. Will you give me the keys? Yeah, okay. So that's how we get the keys to those doors. Use it wisely, sister. Yeah, heart-shaped key. Well, I have a second key for you as well, then, or a second card for you as well. Card of death. Now, even more doors for us to be opening, or even more puzzles. Okay, well, I don't have any more for now. Is here too. For a measly 10 American dollars, I can show you a trick I call the disappearing woman. It might take you to unexpected places. Well, I do have $10. It did say you have finite money and use it wisely, but it also said it doesn't really matter for game completion what you do. So, sure, let's have a go. Your support keeps the arts alive, sister. Now please brace yourself. I have disappeared into the woods. There she is. You have traveled far to get here. Come closer and I will tell you how this all started. This is the tragic show we call The Legend of Creation. Okay, just whispers. Thousands of years ago, the third eye shone over the islands in the Far East, but one night it fell from the sky. A human found it. When she held it, she saw the magic of this world. She had a vision, so she painted a creature in red orc on Cape Wolf. At night, the crimson beast awoke. It spread chaos and death and devoured the human and her people. The story of the red creature became legend, but the third eye lived on and appears in the most unlikely of places to this day. Okay, well, I assume we just got lore this way, so even if we didn't purchase this, it wouldn't have mattered. Do you wish to see the trick once more? It's free of charge for returning customers. No, I guess it's if you want it again. And there's another one. Welcome to the sideshow, sister. For a measly 10 American dollars, I can show you the trick called Deciphering. So I don't have $10 now, but I guess if I bring another $10, I can see another lore bit. Just gotta gather more dollars. Okay, now we got more keys. We can open more doors. On top of the other doors I still was going to open. Just need to remember where all those places are. My glasses are jiggling. Yeah, time for a test. Hi. No, I haven't saved recently, but I don't think you can interact with a computer while he chases you, so we have a few details that we cannot seem to get right. Please try to remember, Frolene. So we've got two of them at the dinner. He's holding a red wine glass. There is a red rose on the table. She's holding 3 fingers up. There's a dog by his side. They've got cutlery, so he's got 2 pieces each side. She's missing a knife. There are 5 candles, but one of them is short. There's a wine bottle, and her glass is on the table, and they also have water. Okay, is that it? Okay, his glass is in his right hand, dog is on the left. She's holding 3 fingers up in her left hand, and she's holding her head. That's the thing with this, seem to be like it's gonna be some pointless detail that they're gonna ask me, and I'm gonna have to remember it. And it feels like rewatching my footage would slightly be cheating. Okay, rose, wine, dog, 3 fingers. Do you remember? I remember it all very well. How many arms did the candelabra have? Well, it has 5 it had 5 candles, but it had like 4 arms. Does the middle arm count as the middle stem? Does it count as an extra arm, or does it count as the stem is the question. So it had 4 arms. This is inconsistent, okay. Yep, that's me done. Yeah, I sort of knew the answer, but I thought it might have been a trick question with like, the middle is not the arm. Okay, so I'm gonna need to redo the magician bit to get the keys. So we'll be back once I've caught up. I wonder if those quizzes change as well. Like, you know, now that I remember, or now that I know it was 5 arms, not 4, are they gonna put a different object there? Or like different amount of arms just to trick me? Yeah, I can't say why he's after me, so we'll just have to try to answer correct. Yep, the few delays cannot seem to get right. Please remember, is it the same or is it going to be a different question? So again, fine, there's 5 arms on the candelabra. Red rose, red wine. She's got 3 pieces of cutlery and she's holding up 3 fingers in her left arm. And he's holding wine in the right and the dog is on his left. He's got 4 pieces of cutlery. They got water. Do you remember? I remember very well. Where was the dog sitting? Okay, so it's the same scene but different questions. On the man's... He was wine in his right and dog in his left. Yeah, so on the man's left side. This matches our information rolling. We get a new script page. The woman studies her host in the flickering candlelight. Piano music plays from the turntable. The woman takes a deep breath. Now, the maze I'm designing, I have very little information. Yes, the maze is in a sense metaphorical. In what way? I think that is not something that should be put into words. You must find it yourself within the maze. The woman makes a frustrated face. But what is it for? The maze is for getting lost, Signorina. I could use some technical specifications. The OCU3 is... The man interrupts. Signorina, we must remember the unfortunate hen who won the farmer's race. Tonight we eat and drink. They raise their glasses and drink. The woman glances at her host. You said that we were alone, but I saw... The man interrupts. Yes. Rudy. The man snaps his finger. Rudy, a black Labrador, comes running into the room and trots over to the table. The man ruffles Rudy's fur. What I like best about Labradors is their complete disregard for financial institutions. No, I saw a man, a magician. The man stops petting Rudy. Signorina, that is great news. We cannot rely on technology alone. Now we have magic. Tell me more, please. You make this gesture. The woman covers her eyes with her right hand and raises her left hand, holding up 3 fingers. The man watches her seriously. Signorina, listen carefully. It is a greeting and a warning. I had a similar encounter years ago in the depths of Sincero Studios. Art can be very dangerous at times. The man stares out into space, then he snaps back and smiles. But you need not worry about the magician or his brothers. Act as if he was never here, yet. The man runs over to the turntable and puts on cha-cha. He turns to the woman and bows. May I? We're gonna dance. Yes, we got a script page for him again. And now we save. So we've got that locked down. And now we can... Well, while we're here, we can give him the script page. But then we can go to the other doors. Yes, do you have my pages? Slide them on the door. There you go. Perfect, Signorina. Okay, so now where are those doors? Somewhere on floor 3? No, I think floor 2. Okay, so the hard door, we can't get to it, but we can get to the spades if we take the elevator to floor 2. So if we walk through here... Floor 2, and we go out this corridor, secret passage, and there we are. It's locked, yes, but we have a key. Now what's in this room? There's a file marked case 630113RN. 3RN. No, it doesn't align with the other things we had, but it might be related. Autopsy report. Otolets Jahr, 1963, 13th of January. The subject has a substantial visible fracture in the OS frontal. The fracture has caused a severe injury to the frontal lobe. The injury is lethal, but in all likelihood, the cause of death is cervical fractures in the vertebrae T2 and C3, respectively. However, death from circulatory shock due to extraction of the bulbs oculi cannot be completely ruled out. Okay, so another person missing their eyes and fallen through a window in here. Interrogation. Name of witness. Commissar Schmidt. When did this change in behavior start? He was eccentric when I arrived, and then his mental state took a turn for the worse after a phone call from the production company. Were you frightened by him? Not at first, no. But at some point, did you find him frightening? Yes, I did. In what way did he make you uncomfortable? Inaudible. Excuse me, Fraulein. He played with his revolver, and his thoughts were very dark. Okay, is this like case files from the future after we've got out of here and things have gone down sideways? Evidence submission. Espresso cup, revolver, playing card, glass shards, letter. Red paint was found on the cup, the revolver, the playing card, and the glass shards, not on the letter. Blood from the deceased was found on the glass shards. Exact model or owner of item B, so the revolver could not be identified. Presumed to be a pre-war Italian model. Card fell out of the file. Okay, we get the Ace of Diamonds. Investigation. Oh my, more German words. Police Beamter Andreas Coleman arrived at the Hotel Letztes Jahr at midnight. He was there greeted by someone in the foyer. They were in the state of shock and spoke about eyes. After being calmed, they showed the officer on site the place of the incident. The deceased was found on the gravel path, lying face down. The legs were facing the house. All names have been redacted, and then policeman is just describing them arriving there. Someone was in shock and spoke about eyes, and then they found the body of the person that we had the autopsy for. Case dismissal order. Okay, no definitive proof of foul play in conjunction with the death of that person. Physical evidence points towards redacted. It's been established that redacted suffered a manic psychotic breakdown. There have been conflicting professional opinions on whether the stab wounds in redacted could have been self-inflicted, but the majority state that redacted frenzied state might have given redacted the necessary willpower to inflict the injuries upon redacted. Further interviews with witness redacted have cleared the doubts surrounding her involvement in redacted's death. Therefore, no further measures will be taken in the case. Okay, so it's just us getting cleared of the murder of the weird guy. It's full of incomplete and short notes. Fake gun, body moved, Americans, RN equals L. Okay. Is this gonna help us solve some codes? Because again, it reminded me of the things we saw in the statues in that room where we have to get a bug report. American dollar. Okay, well, I'm gonna go back to the magician and request another key then, because it will be for this door here. So we can connect some things, maybe. Actually, before we do that, I just had a thought. When we're on floor 3, there's the poster with 3 bells. And if we look at the map for floor 3, there is a locked door marked on this wall, even though there doesn't appear to be a door. And there's also a bell button in the elevator. So I'm like, if we press the bell 3 times... There we go. Secret door. Secret door. And we got door 3. Oh, but we have a key 3 as well. So we can open this immediately. There's also a staircase there. Okay, we got 1957. Don't have a key for that, I think. Nope. And we got 1982. And yes, the patterns or the doors are related to those puzzle boxes. So I assume that's how we will solve those. And there's this bolted shortcut 5. So let's look at the book. 5. Okay, so this is 51. Okay, I assume it's just numbers obscured behind the bars. This is 80. So this is gonna be 74, maybe? Yep, there we go. And yeah, that takes us... Yeah, that unlocked this passage here now. And yes, those are the doors. Okay, there's a game room on the diagonal here. Let's bite size and the laser eye. And ooh, do this. Is it a path for the in-game maze? Oh, what was that code? And this was the code. Yeah, okay, so the path was the code. It wasn't for the whatever we're gonna do in the game. So, yeah, okay, this is different software in here, different game with terrible control scheme. Well, I guess doing this on the D-pad on the controller is actually easier because you're constrained in the same way as the character is. I can't see myself now. There's a passage hidden here. No, it's gonna be another maze where we're just gonna have to walk around. But, yeah, check level design. Okay, yeah, so there are things to find here, potentially, people to meet. So if we go down, there's like some box and dollars. Oh, it's a book. Book 2. The 7 brothers had heard whispers of the first of painters, those who have crawled out of the dark chasm only to be devoured by their own creation. Okay, go there, and then where we wanna go? Actually, other way, there's another book and there's a person up at the top, right. So we gotta turn around. Yes, doing this on the D-pad is much easier. Doing this on sticks is very confusing. But I guess that's what the them showing you that retro controller at the start implies, right? Because they're showing you like an old school controller with just the buttons and no sticks. Book 5. The masterpiece has long left the cave, spreading art and death in its wake, but it was said that there were fragments of the red in the deep. Okay, are they looking for some sort of ancient paint that brings your art to life in some sort of cosmic horror sort of way? Oh, yeah, it's here. There are strange books to remember. Yeah, but do I need to remember them, or like it's just a little bit of lore? Where are we going? Top. So I see the forest map had like gravestones and signs, but I wasn't sure whether it's like, you know, we have to take note of every single one, or... Ooh, it's one of those dudes. You are not meant to remember me in this library. Okay, well, pretend we didn't see each other. And then we go... How do we get to this person at the bottom? I guess we have to go back down and then to the left. 2 gates and then left. And then down. Oh, but there's more books on the way, so we should read those. So up and down. In the deep, the brothers grew weary and forlorn. No trace of the red beast had been found. Perhaps he was just a lie. Their faith burned out, and so did their lanterns. And here's the magician. Do you remember any books about mazes? Not really. Okay, well, we have to go back to those 2 books over there. Okay, there's 1 book. The brothers had created a masterpiece beyond human comprehension, and the world was saved again. But such terrible divine beauty was not meant for mortal eyes, so the brother did right and blinded himself. It's some cult with weird art obsession. The most righteous of the brothers said that he should paint their god, and then he used the blood of his brothers, and they watched him work as they lay dying. Okay then. And then we just walk away from this. I think... Oh no, there's still some books in those middle tunnels I didn't read. The world had turned grey and the red was fading. The master had left, thus it was time for the world to die. The prophet spoke of the last hope hidden beneath the earth. And there's a book there in the middle. One of the brothers was trapped in a tunnel, but the art waits for no man, so his brothers bid him farewell. The brother sang at first, but then he wailed. He died before his son did. Yay, grim. Well, we have learned some things about the weird cold people. Did I read that one at the top? I don't know. The eldest brother commanded with his last breath, "Seek the birthplace of the red beast, might he be born there again." Well, I think I'm good for now. I mean, we can always come back if it turns out we need to, like, actually get all the details from the books. And then... where else we're going? Oh yes, we can get the key for diamonds from the caravan. And we can go upstairs. Computer, save, 1938. Of course it's locked. And we got the gun door. Well, we don't have anything to match this. And then we've got... oh, it's the other attic. There is a note next to the device. Input case diff code to request bug report free. Yeah, I still don't know what exactly I'm doing with this, so leave it here. Diorama. Oh, okay, we're gonna see something here. We've got E2. And we've got Z4. And what else can we make? M3 and A1. Okay, I think that's it in terms of codes. So similarly to the other one, we get 4 pieces of information, but obviously it's not direct input into this machine because this machine doesn't take numbers. But that means, yes, we're in the loft now, and that means we're able to now go down to the other section of floor 3 as well. Oh yeah, so now we're back at the back of his room, 1963. Typewriter. There's paper stuck in the typewriter. Years are numbers and numbers are money. Words generate money, so we must be able to apply maths to words. This new ideology has allowed me to solve this game completely. Okay. First magic world equation. First, we must assume that we are all fellow Americans. And we all speak English. Hotel letztes Jahr, hotel last year. The third eye fell from the sky over 1,000 years ago. 1,000 years ago equals the first magic word. Last year minus the first magic word equals laser. Okay. Second magic word equation is Renzo plus L plus O equals Lorenzo. Hotel minus O minus L equals the second magic word. If the second magic word transforms to 1, 2, 3, then 2, 1, 3 equals D. Conclusion, we are not in a hotel. We are not in last year. We are in the last year. And this is only seen through laser eyes. Okay, so is this some sort of clue for how we need to solve certain things? Because I need to work out this logic. So hotel minus O minus L equals HT. E. Yeah, so that makes sense. So yes, 1, 2, 3, 1 is H, 2 is T, 3 is E. So then 2, 1, 3 is D. Okay, makes sense. We take out the letters, we just give them numbers based on where they are in the word, and then we can rearrange. But that means this isn't like, oh, you can just apply it everywhere. You have to know where you're applying it and for what reason. But the first one, so we started with hotel last year. So what? The first, so 1,000 years ago is the first magic word, and last year minus the first magic word. Well, if it was a direct letter to number thing, like obviously if we take a last year minus 1,000 years, if we assume like last year was 1962, whatever, minus 1,000, it would give us 962, and obviously that's 3 numbers, not 5. So how does that make laser? Because obviously laser is letters. In last year the word laser exists, right? It's the LAS and then ER. So how do we take out T, Y, and A? Is it just 1,000 years ago, right? So we take out the T for 1,000 years for year, Y for years, and A for ago. Okay, but that's even more convoluted in terms of like, it's a very specific pattern. It's not like you can easily apply it to anything else. Okay, well, there's an American dollar because we're all fellow Americans. Okay, so that's bolted, so we can't get in his room. Well, I'm gonna have to ponder this clue and see where it fits. Like, is this related to this? But then again, we have letters and kind of, we just have pairs or whatever. Because in the other one, it was more than pairs, it was multiple numbers. And then there aren't any equations between them. So, on the map, how is that marked? Okay, with the little printer symbol. So none in the cellar, none. Okay, there's the one here that we also weren't able to do lounge for free. There isn't one. No, there is one here. Okay, so there's one here and not one here. Okay, so we're missing one of those printers still. I'm not sure if that will reveal anything else or not. Okay, I was going to go get the key to the diamond door, but I just keep getting distracted. Yeah, there's another sculpture of a thing. Sculpture has something in its forehead and a note stuck to it. Read the note. I was worried you had set a trap for me, Signorina, but it was completely safe to take the object. The trapdoor did not open. You're good at mind games. Well, well, well. Okay, we got the I key. And then the trapdoor did not open. Oh, it moved. Okay, we get $1. Maybe we want it to open at some point. Now it opened. Maybe we can just jump down. Interesting. So we like trigger it. Okay, we can't put it back. Did we step on something? Or was it just timed, like one-time thing? Where would it even go? Okay, we're here. And then floor 2. We're possibly above the other statue. So if we just go down, maybe we can put the key in there and something will happen. So down to floor 2. I keep saying we'll do one thing and then I go to something else because yes, this game's got like a bunch of possibilities. We may have to go back actually to the first floor and then walk up the stairs because the elevator doesn't take us to the same place as the stairs. With the diamond key we may be able to open a way to go past completely. So is it here? Yeah. So we can put this key in this statue. It's the eye key because it's the third eye. Okay, we've got another passage into a coffee machine and another bolted shortcut from the other side. There's $1. Okay, this is the 1948, which we have a key for. Yep. There's a thing here. Renzo Nero. Red window about to break. Performance. Break window, artist, audience. Nero's work is characterized by its strange logic. Events occur independent of space and time, and scenes are arranged to construct a narrative not driven by chronology, but rather by intuition and association. It is aptly titled piece. Nero confronts us with the thesis that distraction can be art. Jesus, that scared me. I should have expected it considering it's called Window About to Break, but I was considering something, I don't know, like we were going to do something and not they were going to throw a key at us. Not in a key type to break. Did you make it to the red window yet? This has only been painted red. It's not the one. I am really enjoying your game. I found this key. You hid it very well. You are good at this game. Like he's implying I'm the one that set it all up, which I mean, I may have considering I have no memories. While we're playing as he's the one that set it all up. It's a C-shaped key. Okay, well, let's go in this room. We've got firm rolls. 10 marked firm rolls. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, what does it say? Lorelei, 1948. Video installation. In our life, we're always looking for directions, be it to get home or move forward. By 1948, the artist instead presents us with the idea that how we turn is equally important as our direction, even suggesting that they are one and the same. So do we need to pick 1948 from the videos? So 1. Okay, so that is turning this way. Hard to take notes about that. Then 9. Okay, 9 is static. Now what was it? 4, 8? Yeah. 4. Now 4 is turning the opposite to 1 and 8. It's turning this way. Okay, well, the door for it has this, it's one of the patterns for the puzzle boxes. We can't really inspect it now. So yeah, I do wonder if this is then somehow like we need to apply the logic of what we've seen in the room to the puzzle box. Put another $1 and we can save. Okay, I guess we found all the computers, or enough computers for an achievement. Shortcut 9 is... okay. Okay, so again, there's gonna be some pattern within this. And I assume under each of the same shapes is the same number, right? So all squares are the same number and all diamonds are the same number. Not direct ideas right now. So I'll come back to it. This takes us back to the hall right there. And there is the games room. So what's the note here? Okay, it says directions again for what we need to press on the gamepad to trigger the game. Okay, so we've got up, up, left, right, down, up. Yep. And what weird game are we gonna be playing now? Okay, we've got door 1. Okay, like this. Let's check them out. There are... Okay, so this is just pass-through. There are people to meet. That's at least a thing. Like, again, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to just be learning information here or... What else? Get dollars. Yes. She's here. Pointing. He should have been remembered over there. Over there? Well, there's nothing here. Okay, well, let's go see the other person. So we go to door 5 and then to the bottom. I mean, there are some pictures, but they're non-interactive. Dollar. Is this? No, further down. Not through the door. Yeah, further here. It's the magician. You keep remembering this hallway as a maze, but not the right one. Okay, back away from the weird people. Yeah, I mean, there isn't much else marked here other than obviously the doors are marked. Like, if we went for them in order, would something happen? Okay, let's see. Is it possible to do this in order? We go for 1, 2... maybe not. Maybe that's okay for now. There's a door and there's a chair. Because what I keep saying is like, oh, I'm gonna get the spade card replaced for the key, and then I'm failed to do it because I am constantly distracted. So let's go get that done. Get the doggo. Who's a good boy? Does he know all the answers? Can he just tell us? Okay, I've got more cards for you. And another $10, I guess, for the other sideshow. Yes, I got you a card. The card of wealth. Use it wisely, sister. Diamond-shaped key. And yeah, the sideshow for $10. Brace yourself. I have disappeared. What story will you tell me now, strange owl girl? Your journey has been long to reach this lost woods. Come closer and I will tell you one of the legends we speak of in the forest. This is the tragedy of the tale of the Baroness and the treasure hunter. Long ago, there was a noble human born in a palace. Hidden in her palace was a long-lost treasure with a will of its own. Paint the world in red, it whispered to her in her dreams. Driven by the influence of the treasure, she painted a treasure hunter who appeared in her palace as if real. Together they set out to find the treasure known as the third eye. When they found it, all magic and wonders of the world appeared before them, but with the vision came great misfortune. The artist said, "Who needs eyes when there is nothing left to see?" Yes. She removed her eyes and blindly fell to her demise, not as a human baroness nor artist. Instead, she had become art. She turned into red paint from an old rusty bucket. Her whole world faded away, as did the treasure hunter, but the third eye was once again prepared to trade hands. Okay, is this the story of the painter? What was her name? Renate? Is that what happened to her? Okay, well, we can go open that door now. I'm not quite sure what it gets us access to. I think it just opens more shortcuts for navigation and such. But, you know, it's important that every time we're here, we pet the dog. Hello, dog. Has anyone gave you any snacks? Pretty sure we should feed the dog. Was the door for the elevator? Yes, okay. On the second floor. Let's save. Oh, we're almost halfway through. Open this up. It's locked. I know. I got a key. Oh, C is probably for the cafe. That's what the key is for. So we can get into the coffee finally. Wooden figurine of the artist. 1847. Minus 1847. Okay. And we have the... what was it called? The Dreamer? Yeah, 2014. That's our number. So it's 2014 minus 1847. 167. Yeah, it's locked. Wow, 167? No. Where did I go wrong? Oh, did I do it upside down? Yes, I've entered the numbers top to bottom, but it's bottom to top. Okay, we've got this balcony, and there's a dollar, and there's a giant lever. Okay, that gets us the ladder to over there. More things, and there's shortcut 4 as well. Let's look in the book, see what this one is. Okay, 1691, 1960. Oh, this is the rotating numbers, finally. So this has to be 60, so 60. Yep. Cool. So we have shortcuts. Okay, back to this passage. I haven't been in it for a while. Yeah. Okay, this is to the heart door. And I have that open and I haven't opened the heart door yet. Did I miss it? Yeah, okay, I just went past it and I didn't open it. Yeah, I have the hard key too. Another dollar. Oh, the glasses are twitching. The scrapbook is full of newspaper and magazine clippings. The sort of post. Toys on display in museum. Okay, so it's a art exhibition that didn't quite land with some of the critics. But it's ours, right? Because we're Lorelei wise, that seems to make sense. And yes, it's the puzzle boxes exhibition, which is the stuff we need to open in that one room in the gallery. So are there clues here? Technique and photography. That was where the guy was Lorenzo gave a interview. Yeah, the electronic art symposium. Exciting happenings. The world of electronic devices and how can they be used for more than work and calculations. Yes, Lorelei Wise, known for her puzzle boxes and innovative use of computers. Her contribution caused quite a sensation, as its deliberate malfunction caused some panic. Wise is not keen to talk about what the work of art meant. She does not want to end discussions by giving a correct answer. Veteran art critic Maurice Talbot insisted it was a comment on the unreliability of technology, but concept artist Ichi Tanaka thought that Wise wanted to show us the depth of an artwork. Yeah, okay, so it seems like, yeah, we're an artist and we possibly agree to this weird art experiment we are now in. Cinema Occhio, issue 4, yeah, Renzo Nero. There can be little doubt that Renzo Nero is not a filmmaker for everyone's taste. His critics find him crude and yet pretentious. Oh yeah, it's another one about the terrible animal where he hates cats. It's an interactive film, but somehow the cat comes back to life. So it's interactive, but there's no actual... You can't change the ending. Like, you know, games with fake choices. Illusion of Democracy by War, just as well as a joke about the illusion of interactivity. Where we like to think that we affect outcomes, but in truth, most of us are mere spectators. Superfluous third eyes. Yeah, it's not a pleasant film by any means because of the actual visuals it contains. But yes, is this game gonna go meta on like interactive entertainment? Obviously, it's talking about the past where it's like interactive movies, but aren't games just interactive movies with illusion of choice? Journal of the Sun. He wins big in Monte Carlo. Will spend the money on the film project. He had a grocery bag stuffed with dollars, and he was there to clean the house. Good spirits and joy both staff and other patrons. He drank coffee to celebrate. He was not afraid to lose money, but he seen it in the stars that he would win, so there's no reason to worry. There would be no movie, but it's better to have no movie than a bad movie. Yes, it was a terrible idea. It turned out very well. Yes, don't gamble with your budget, people. Yeah, he's restarting cinema from the beginning to the time where celluloid was magic, not for passing the time between hamburgers. He's got some opinions. There was a playing card. Okay, we're getting the clubs card for our collection. Death at the hotel lets us yar. Okay, death occurred at the hotel. It's been closed for the season, but according to neighbors, there had been a film shoot in the weeks past. The police won't confirm that there's any correlations between the film production and the death. He refused to release further information. They're not gonna release the identity of the deceased, and there could have been a crime. Yeah, so it's just like there's like weird time things happening because. I mean, in this case, it's from the 1st of January, and it's January still, but it's 6th from January, but it's January still, but it's past that. So it's like, are we here? But he's already dead, or you know, he faked it for the publicity. But then yes, the articles are from the future, 1982, 2014, 2022, or are we confused about which year it is? And it's not actually 1964. Or whatever. The Third Eye Movement, Holter Commune. I was confused when I received an invitation to eye session from the Third Eye Movement. After some research, my confusion turned to excitement. It's a gathering of painters, musicians, composers, directors, photographers, and writers. And he thought he was invited because he's a journalist. They maintain it was due to a little red collection of poetry I released back in the 60s, but journalists are not allowed. Third Eye movement is solely for those filled with the power of creation. What I thought was a secret club for avant-garde bohemians was something entirely different. It was like being offered a seat at King Arthur's round table. I suddenly found myself part of a quest, not for the grail but something else. A metaphysical power, an entity, a treasure of sorts. No one knew or wanted to tell me, but was clear that it had, perhaps thousands of years ago, appeared somewhere in Sulawesi. The members whispered of it as a zeitgeist, and they now believed it was to be found in Central Europe. Yeah, so they're looking for that origin of art, of creation. Okay, this is from 2014. Where are they now, Lorelei Wise? Yeah, computer image innovator who never entered the spotlight. Unearthing obscure artists is the archaeology of 21st century, whether it's long dead nativist painter from Sweden, a minimalist composer from Latvia, or a mediocre Edwardian horror writer. They are all dug up and put on display. Obscurity adds value to a body of work, and by digging them up, we deprive them of that value. But the thing about Lorelei Wise's most interesting art is that it can't be sold because no one really knows if it exists anymore. Gallery owner Gaston Rousseau pours us a coffee in his apartment in Paris. Last year, he started to research the possibility of doing an exhibition which would bore positive tribute and retrospective of the eclectic artist. He had hoped to recreate her lost art with the help of Wise herself and today's most admired names in computer art. She was the Gauguin of the electronic era, Rousseau's art filter. If all of Gauguin's work had been burned, that is. Wise was an elusive figure even when she was in zenith. But after the Nero affair, for which she sadly is most remembered, you have met her. Through Rousseau's network in the art world, he managed to track her down in Hamburg and swiftly traveled to arrange a meeting with her. I was too late. I had such big plans. Maybe I was a fool to believe that I could create a renaissance for long-forgotten electronic art pioneer, Rousseau sighs. The old woman I met could hardly see, let alone speak. It didn't look like she had much time left. Yeah, again, this is timey travel. I still think the old woman in our room is us, but yeah, we still need to find some words to speak to her to make her respond. Which maybe it's in those articles something. The internet mystery of the OCU3. Proof or fake? We dive deeper into the modern myth of the 1960s supercomputer. Could we mention OCU3 to her? Or did I already try that? I think I mentioned like KLB to her, actually. I'll revisit her at some point for sure. But I'm just like running around with keys and stuff. Yeah, we have all heard of the story by now. In Oggenwaldberg, where entrepreneurs Mick Otto and Rob Geib are building a Euro funland, complete with golf courses, spas, and restaurants. A construction worker came upon a computer believed to be from the 1960s, the OCU3. So, okay, so they're building, in the future, they're building a funland on this ground. First found in what was the basement of the old mansion, which previously stood on the grounds. It was later sold at a flea market, and eventually ended up in the hands of an anonymous individual known as Huti on several forums. Huti then claims to have managed to reconstruct parts of the data on the OCU3. We've all seen the results on the internet. We've all been astonished by it. And we've all asked ourselves the same questions. Was this type of technology available in the 1960s? Could an entire interactive retrospective be made or even fit on the primitive devices of that time? In the coming weeks, we'll try to answer these questions and dive deeper into the mystery of the OCU3. Okay, yeah, so that's like a look across the time for this work and the relation between her and Nero and who they were. Yes, we're being chased again, but let me save quickly before I have to answer your questions. Yes, if they're not in the room, I can save. Come on, come at me. What are you gonna ask me about now? What detail do I need to remember? Yes, because there are a few details that they can't seem to get right. First, try to remember, Fraulein. Okay, there's us holding a book, and there's books on the floor. There's dog looking at the window, and we see the artist falling down. There's shards of grass. I can't make the camera, so I don't think I have to count the shards because I can't see. She's holding a red rose. The dog is looking at her. There is a book and a coffee on the table. There is a black horse, a key, a clock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 white vases on the shelves. Step ladder with a book, 2 books on the floor. Okay, there's again 1 shorter candle on one of the sides, 8 candles on the chandelier, and the time on the clock is 6:45. The hour hand doesn't seem correct, but okay. Well, let's see what he asked. Do you remember? I remember. What 3 objects were on the table? Well, there was a book, a coffee cup, and a lamp. This matches our information. The woman walks around among the shelves. Let me sum up what we know, Rudy. We are designing a maze for a project that will transcend the human experience of art. And it's a metaphor that I have to discover. Rudy wags his tail. The woman takes a dictionary from a shelf. Maze, a complicated, irregular network of passages or paths in which it is difficult to find one's way. Rudy barks and walks to the window. Rudy snarls. What is it, Rudy? The woman looks over to him. Rudy whimpers from fear. All of a sudden, a falling body passes the window. The woman gasps. On the ground below is a dead body. Yep, we got another script page. Okay, well, let's save. And yeah, we've made progress with opening things, reading things. But yeah, I think this is a time for me to sit down with all the clues that I'm sort of kind of just pushed to the side because I'm like, I'm not quite sure where this is going yet, and see if I can catch any new threads and follow them as well as reviewing like any doors I have to yet to open and look into them. So hope you enjoyed this content. Let me know in the comments what you think about this game so far, and I will see you soon on another adventure.